Hello and welcome. My name is Joshua Clockman. This is the week 4 FTT104 assignment. Today is August 21st, 2024, and we're going to be taking apart my Springfield XD. So to get started, a firearm prior to disassembly. Next, no ammunition in the workspace. Magazines out. Visually and physically inspect that there are no rounds in the firearm. Live ammunition, basic field strip. So for the Springfield, with the slide lock to the rear, unlocking lever to the front, press the trigger. We know it's safe because there's no rounds in there. And there you have the basic field strip. Now, to get more into a detailed strip, I did perform this once or twice before the video. I know what my limitations are and stuff like that. So I'll demonstrate, or I'll show you. For the slide, there's a little pin in there. You would take a scribe, push that out, and that would give you your striker, the striker spring, and a couple other fancy parts in there. So that would be that. It is not recommended to take this apart. It's a double spring. There are lock rings on there that you can take off and get it to come apart. Like I said, I didn't even attempt this one just because in the videos and research through Springfield's website, very difficult to get back together. And then you have your barrel. Keep these over here. So now we move on over to the frame. The frame is a little bit different. For this, I'm gonna take out my trigger assembly, everything back here as far as the trigger spear and everything like that. I won't get back into. It's a lot of parts to line up on a hole and stuff. It's not impossible. I did do it twice, but I'm not going to be doing it for this video. We're just going to be removing the trigger assembly. So to start, you take your sear pin, a little bit of pressure, and it'll wiggle out here. Rotate it a little bit. Don't want to force it, just a little bit of pressure, and that slides right out. Next, you got two little pinholes line up there. Take a roll of tape so I have room. SDI provided punch and hammer. We'll do the front one first. Down to about there. And now your pins have come out. Now they probably haven't come out all the way, so I'm gonna give them a light pull until I hear that click. They can come out further than that. They don't really have to unless they're broken, at least for this. Slide this piece out. The only thing on there is that little spring, which is easy to take on and off. I don't have my vice grips or my needle nose on me. And then from there, the slide lock, one of the pinholes holds that in, so that comes right out. And you can finagle the trigger right on out. And there's your trigger assembly. You can take the spring out, knock that pin out, and there's another spring, because it's a Springfield, kind of like the Glock system. It has that trigger inside the trigger. There is another spring in the back there, just in there. So nothing too crazy on that one. Like I said, from there, you take a flat head or something like that, or a scribe would be preferred. I don't have a scribe on me right now. Poke it in there, these will be able to squeeze out, and then you start getting into like the leaves and stuff that all go into the back of that. The only thing I didn't get to figure out how to do was the magazine release. I've got a better visual on how it works, but I want to say you have to get a scribe in there and push that out. So that would be a detailed strip on the Springfield Armory XD Subcompact Mod 2, 9mm. So for reassembly, we are going to start with the trigger, just because that's how I was doing it before. Slide that in there. Make sure your sear piece, or the mechanical piece right here, slides right in. Let's see if I can, yeah, this piece. Right in there. Make sure that slides in. Take the mag slide piece. Get that kind of where the hole would be. And we're going to drop this back in. Now the tricky part with this is the back one has to be lined up with both the trigger and the magazine release. So I will put this in a little bit better light for me. So I don't want to force it in there, that's just to get it going. And once we're lined up there, and that tapping's not the best of sounds, I do know that. Go ahead and tap the front one in, just to kind of hold it all together a little. If you had a vise, I would say that this would work, but then I couldn't really see the hole get lined up. Well, messing something up on that one. Give me one moment. Ah, there we go. Goes nice and flush. The part I always forget is putting the slide release back in. No, I didn't shoot a firearm without it. That would be not pleasant. Lock that to the front. That's where it needs to be. And we're going to put our slide back together. Hands on it just a bit better. Lock the slide, slide that down. And there you have it. Thank you, and see you next time.